Welcome to Everything Dies. I'm Ronaldus. This is a solo edition. As you can see, I'm not in Jake's garage. Oh, how I wish, though. Anyways, he's made a couple videos, his top 10, and he did a, what was it called? Drop Zone. Check that out with Adam. Looks like a pretty cool game. Sounds like something we might want to get into, maybe. I'd at least like to try it out and play it. The whole cubic system of how you're aiming, the sight and the distance and all that greatness. A lot easier, not doing all the measuring. It sounds kind of interesting way of playing a miniature game. And one of the ones I'm really into right now is Malifaux. Third edition came out not too long ago by Weird Studios. And I really like that game because of how in depth the lore is already. I mean, it is in third edition, so they've kind of developed the world of Malifaux pretty well. If you don't want to read all about it, then you could check out Breachside Broadcast. They're a podcast that actually go through the lore, and they do a very good job of that. Malifaux isn't a dice-based game. You're actually using a deck of cards. They have different suits, numbers, kind of like a game of war, but with miniatures. And yeah, different scenarios that are awesome. It's more of a campaign-based skirmish game. Also, tournament scene seemed like the tournament scene was actually coming back once third edition was launched. Another game that Jake and I both also got into, Wild West Exodus. That was his number one, I believe, on his top 10. And that game is very awesome. I really like the factions of that as well, because one of the main things I do look into when getting into a miniature game is if I'm going to like the miniatures, am I going to enjoy painting them? And also, once I kind of find that, then I kind of look at their stats and how they're played, and then that can kind of deter if I'm actually really going to get into them, if it kind of goes with my play style as well. But Wild West Exodus has a cool. It's pretty much no wounds. Like all the characters have one wound. If your attack goes through, you're killing them. But they have so many different reactions to attacks, and how do you can negate an attack from going through, which I find very awesome. And they have a fortune system, which if you get, they're like fortune tokens, or they're actually cool looking poker chips. The crew building system with Wild West Exodus is neat. It's kind of hard to do on paper at times. I really wish they had a cool app that actually allowed you to build the crew in the app. It's like Jake stated, it's a revolver system, so you got 6 bullet holes, like where the bullets are going to go. You try to build your crew off that. So there's certain themed ones as well. So once you do certain choose from henchmen or this, and then kind of goes down from there. So that's another game that I really enjoy playing. We haven't played as much as I would like to. I know he's been kind of diving into that game a little heavier. I'm excited to also dive into that game heavier. Another game that I liked playing that Jake has showed me was Eden, and I really enjoy that game quite a bit for one of the same facts he stated, as is you can attack certain body parts of the game of the model, and that just really kind of intrigued me with the miniature game, because you're doing certain damage to the certain parts of their body, and as you're fatiguing them down with that damage, like their stats kind of worsen throughout as you're taking the damage in certain parts of that body, which I really enjoyed. The models itself seemed pretty cool. I'd looked at the ones that Jake had. I haven't really dove deep into that game, but I would like to play more of Eden. That is a very cool, heavily skirmish type game, or campaign. I feel like more of a campaign type game. One of the games that I do miss, I'm going to go into that right now, because I can't really say that there's many, because some of the other games I'm going to talk about are games we haven't played yet that I'm really excited for. Games that I missed playing that we have played would be Warhammer Underworlds. I hate how money grabby Games Workshop got with that game, because that game was fun. We played few tournaments of that, and those were some good tournaments. I enjoyed it quite well. But like I said, money grabby, and we just didn't. I mean, Jake was collecting heavily into that game, as to where I was only buying I only bought two crews out of, I bought one out of, I believe it was season 2, and then one of season 3. Another game, Dark Age, obviously, because we made Everything Dies, the podcast specifically for Dark Age. Really missed that, and I really liked the D20 system that came with Dark Age. On top of that, the models that they have, awesome. A lot of the newer ones that were coming out, very great sculpted. The lore is very in depth with Dark Age. Brian Steele did a really good job with that. And I'm sad that it's gone, but it is. I mean, it's still, you got the community base still supporting it, obviously. Just that there's no company supporting it at this time. Being that was a D20 system, a game that I'm looking forward into trying is Infinity Code 1. Is also using a D20 system. I really like the thought of Infinity Code 1 with that's only a 3-round game. Seems like it's going to be very fast paced once you get the rules down. On top of that, once you're moving, you want to stay in cover as much as possible, being that there are reactions. So once you start getting in the line of sight of another model enemy side, they get to make that reaction of dodging or attacking you. And then you're going to go through your attacks. So Infinity Code 1 is a game that I really look forward to trying. Another game I really look forward to trying is Mythos by War Cradle Studios. I really like H.P. Lovecraft quite a bit. The models for that look pretty sweet. I've looked more into the rules more than the lore and kind of what they're getting at with that game. I'm not sure how much lore there is. I know like with Wild West Exodus, when we first started, there was just a little bit of background on like the factions and stuff in the rule book. I'm not sure if that has kind of extended or anything like Malifaux or anything. But Mythos, yeah, based in the 1920s. Cool combat system with that, where War Cradle Studios, I believe, call it like live combat. I can't wait to try that because that seems pretty interesting. Whereas you're taking your range attack or your melee attack or your arcane attack, they're taking their defense of that. So you got arcane attack, you got arcane defense, right? So say player A gets 16, player B's getting 11, 5 damage is going through because there's a difference of 5. But say player A is still attacking, but only gets 11. Say player B instead gets 16. That's 5 damage going on the attacker. I really like that idea, that concept. Seems like it's going to be cool. The whole sanity loss is going to be cool with that. And there's 2-sided cards with Mythos, with the sanity and the as you are normal when you start out the game. And it seems like that's going to be a really cool campaign, like narrative, miniature skirmish game. I'm freezing up. I had more to say. How dare I? But yeah, those are games that I've liked and what we've kind of fallen from. I mean, like we said, we kind of just darted Games Workshop completely with our miniature games. I'm trying to think of what else we've really dove into. Guild Ball. Guild Ball was one that fell off my spectrum. I'm sure Jake probably likes that game still. I liked it. We played one tournament of it. Wasn't bad. Like I said in our first video, it kind of made my OCD go haywire with playing that game, with the influence and what is the enemy going to do, what am I going to do, am I putting enough influence, kind of just had me overthinking and my brain going sporadic. But, and then Warhand, yeah. So yeah, Malifaux right now is my top. Wild West Exodus short second. And Eden is a third. I don't even have a top 5. How about that? I think Jake needs to show me some more games so I can make a better list. I hope you guys enjoy. Wait for tomorrow. We're going to do another video, Jake and I. So you'll be able to see the lovely garage. And there will be another person right here. So that'll be fun. And we're going to kind of explain what we're doing with that video and kind of like a new series we're going to do with the channel. We're kind of going to try different type series with our channel with miniatures and whatnot. So I can't wait for us to work on that. And I hope everyone has a great night.